Hello, hello, hello. Billy Ray here with another reaction video for Mixtape Country. How you doing? How's it going? Things are going pretty good over here, and I'm especially excited today. Excited? Am I a 2-year-old? Excited to be, for the very first time, listening to the song End of Beginning by Joe. I am familiar with Joe in terms of some of his previous songs. And certainly in terms of his acting, I'm a Stranger Things fan, have been since day one. And a friend of mine actually wrote and directed a film probably almost a decade ago that Joe Keery was actually the co-star of. And so, he's been in my periphery even before Stranger Things. And I remember hearing from a lot of folks that I know who worked on that set that he was always doing something musical. And so it was no big surprise to me when he made the very direct sort of a sidestep over into music. Clearly, he's doing music and acting, like a lot of younger artists are these days. I'm thinking of someone like Dylan Minnette from 13 Reasons Why, who's in the band Wallows as well. But the songs that I have heard so far from Joe have been really terrific. They have a very interesting sound to them, mixing up a lot of different styles and genres. And, there's a lot of strokes in there. There's a lot of Phantom Planet in there that I'm hearing. And lots of influences going on, but also kind of doing his own thing with them. End of Beginning is the song that everyone says is sort of the highlight of the debut album, The Crux. That's hard for me to believe because so many of the songs that I have heard so far are also highlights, but I am certainly open-minded to this one. So please smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoy listening to my queer Southern ass rant about music. There's like 7 of you listening to me so far, which is totally fine. Again, I'm doing this for me as much as anybody else. It's relaxing for me to talk about music. It's something I don't get a chance to do. I am normally so deep into movie and theater world that music sort of takes a back seat. But music has been a passion of mine my entire life. So this channel has been really exciting for that purpose. So without further ado, let's get into End of Beginning by Joe. Throwing in some Chicago love there. Yeah, Joe Keery, aka Joe, is from Chicago, and I think most of his music is probably rooted in some sort of appreciation for Chicago. It's so interesting because I love that city as well, but so many of the artists who comes from there, whether they're an actor or a musician or a writer, like they have such deep ties to Chicago. It's always really exciting to see. Like the filmmaking community there is so vibrant. I know the music community is as well. And it's just nice to see so many artists being so proud of where they're from. It's interesting musically. This song sounds different than the other songs that I've heard. Like I mentioned earlier, I was getting a lot of the Strokes and a lot of Phantom Planet. Those are there maybe just a little bit in the background, but this song is not giving off those vibes. I still haven't quite placed my finger on exactly the vibe that I'm getting from this yet, but I think that'll maybe fill in a second. My brain's racing trying to figure out the reference that I'm thinking of. It's just not quite there yet.
Just
There are some strokes in here for sure. So this is clearly a song. It's a very nostalgic song. It's sort of remembering that time when you switched over from, I guess, boyhood to manhood to a large degree. I think that's what end of beginning means. That's what a beginning is to all of us, right? Until we reach that threshold. That's what this song is seeming to be about. It's about that transition from one phase of your life to another phase, which in the case of the artist could be transitioning from a life very much rooted in film and acting and performance into a life of music and performance. Great lyrics.
Chicago, I feel it. Another version of me. I was in it. Oh, I waved goodbye to the end of beginning.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I did remember the band at a certain point that I was trying to reference. It's the alternative band Wheat was the band that I was thinking of. It was giving me some major Wheat vibes. And that's what a lot of these songs on the Crux that I've heard so far are all about are vibes. Each song is giving different vibes that are kind of taking you in these different directions, but they still have this sort of like lazy, comfortable sort of rhythm to them that just kind of lulls you in into this sort of like sense of security. And personally, I like that in albums. I like an album that I can just kind of, relax and groove to, and that's very much what this is. I mean, musically, I think the song is terrific. Lyrically, I think it's a really simple but really direct story. Certainly very personal. That's clear. I definitely see why this has so far been sort of the most popular track from this album and for Joe in general. It just has that feeling to it, and also knowing that Joe Keery is in the new documentary Pavements about the band Pavement, it's hard not to hear some of those Pavement influences in the music as well, even in songs that on the surface certainly don't seem like a song that Pavement would have anything to do with. But if you listen really close, you can get sort of those vibes in there. And it's usually just it's in the slowness and it's in the build of the songs where you really feel that. Um, that was a great song. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna go with 7.5. It's not my favorite song that I've heard from the album yet, but it's certainly well up there. And I look forward to checking out the rest of the album as well. 7.5 out of 10 is certainly not bad for a debut album. I think it's pretty great. I'm curious to know what you think about the song. Chime in on the comments. Let me know what you think about the song, the album, Joe in general. I would love to know. It's exciting when someone who is so known for one thing segues to another, and they do it with sort of the same level of skill and professionalism. That's really great because let's think about it, how many actors turn musicians just straight up crap the bed, like they just can't cut it. This is certainly not one of those cases. So thanks so much for enjoying End of Beginning by Joe. If you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe button. You can also check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/mixtapecountry. Each week we'll be dropping a new personally curated mixtape based around a feeling, a person, a place, an idea, all sorts of things. You can get that and so much more over on the Patreon, but a lot of it is just going to be dropped right here on the YouTube for everybody. Again, thank you so much for joining, and until next time, stay hot, kids.